Now, the reason I'm very sure it cannot go on into his son the way he thinks it is going to is, number one, now the whole country knows that his plan for Uganda all along was to give us a North Korea style of power to father to son to grandson, sort of dictatorship, as if they own the country. Now, nobody is going to accept that. Okay? Like, it's you just wait and see. Because biology does not respect anything, does not respect armies, does not respect generals. Biology is biology. By this time next year, meaning by June next year, the Museveni dynasty will definitely not be there. And I don't
Did you hear that?
mean Museveni. I mean Museveni, Muhoozi, whoever it is there. All the
Please inject that in my vein. I want to see that. Yes.
other people.
Preach.
We shall be looking at a new Ugandans back in control of their country.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was during Kabuleta's The Morning After. This is his YouTube podcast where he usually sits with my former colleague, Idris Chigundo. He used that platform to drop a political bombshell where he predicted about the future of the Museveni criminal regime. He argued that biology is catching up with Museveni. I mean, that's evident that those are facts. And while the idea of Muhoozi Kainerugaba succeeding his father, he says, faces powerful resistance. Now, that is music in my ears. But as you listen to that, Kabuleta's bigger argument is more explosive. And what is this? Despite years of crackdowns, arrests, abductions, torture, maiming, extrajudicial killings, all the mayhem that has been visited onto the folks in the opposition, the spirit of the Ugandan people, those that are downtrodden, those that are disenfranchised, that are disenchanted, that are disillusioned, has not been broken, he argues. He said, this could be the thing that threatens and breaks, finally, Museveni's grip on power. And Kabuleta is putting a clock on that, breaking Museveni's grip on power. You might be wondering, how? When are we going to see this? According to Kabuleta, this is going to happen in less than a year. Please bring it even sooner. So the biggest question here is Joseph Kabuleta seeing cracks in a system that has ruled Uganda for decades, or is he just making a bold political prediction? That's what we're going to be seeing tonight. Welcome to Mordecai Murisa Live.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live political commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today you're going to have a number of shows, so buckle up. I mean, you've already watched one where we were talking about Muhoozi's madness when he was drunk treating last night, and we continue. There's a number of shows coming, so stick around, okay? Okay, let's jump right in and see what Kabuleta has to say. Listen.
It's just a matter of time. Now, of course, I know that there's a lot of work has been put into trying to create a smooth transition from father to son. A lot of work has been done, put into it. But it doesn't work like that. You know, it doesn't. I mean, even for somebody who has been almost flawless in his machinations as Museveni, it's not going to work like that. That's not how it works. Because, you know, first of all, you have to understand, how has he managed to rule for 40 years? See, there is a guy who wrote a book called How Do You Kill 11 Million People? And it says why truth matters more than you think. A guy called Andy Andrews, and he was talking about how the Germans, the Nazis, killed 11 million people during the Second World War, but especially 6 million Jews. And you're saying, how did they do it? And the answer, of course, in brief, is by deception. Because if they came and told the Jews that you are going to die, you're definitely going to die, and everyone knows that, you know, it has been decided we are going to die, they would fight back and they
Mhm.
would die with some Germans. But that's not how you handle it. You see, you do it in a very deceptive way that will get them from where they were in their residences, take them to ghettos where Jewish people be, and then from there they put them in trains and tell them we are taking you to a place where you'll be in control of your own destiny, you'll be just Jews, and nobody is talking about death. So they actually board the trains willingly and even happily, and they even tell them, make sure you hold on to your property, make sure you mark your property so that you can identify your property at the end.
I mean, I'm sorry for pausing here, but how evil must you be? I mean, is drawing parallels between what the Nazi German did to the Jews and what Museveni did. He's trying to say Museveni employed the same strategy as Adolf Hitler and his Nazi evil folks. You know, people were happy. Hey, we're taking you to this place, so you're going to have a good time. You don't even tell them. This is what Museveni lied to the Ugandan people. Democracy. Unemployment is going to become a myth, blah, blah, blah. He knew he was lying. I'm one of those people that do not believe that Museveni believed a thing. Zero. And that's why I usually find a difficulty that Media Matembe still believes or has a semblance of a hope that Museveni is going to change, is irredeemable, is never wanted to change a thing. Sometimes, Museveni, come out and do this, but Museveni, he's not going to come out. This man has been evil from those days.
The other side, hold on to your
Liar using this deception.
children, make sure you're in the same courage as your family members. So it looks like an organized thing. But
And I'm going to have to pause here to give this comment. I know when I say Museveni has been evil, you have people who watch me be like, oh, but Monica, you're so extreme. Again, let me make a comment about this because I usually see it a lot. I'm sorry for pausing. I am tired of people projecting and using that fake outrage and anger towards my tone and probably the way I speak. I do not care, like zero care in me. Mordecai, we would join your political ideology, but you're so extreme. What do you mean? I'm so extreme? My extremism is speech. Museveni has abducted, tortured, killed, maimed, disappeared people. I am too extreme. Some of these folks actually belong to the NRM. They'll be like, we would join the opposition. At one time, actually, Bebe Cool said he cannot join Besigye because Besigye, even a look on his face, he has big eyes. I'm like, what are you even talking about? So people be like, we would join you guys on the opposition, but you're so extreme. Guys, what are you even talking about? How are we extreme? You have two folks on your side who have glutted in killing and abducting and torturing people. Museveni and Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So how am I extreme? They use always projection. Never. Don't tell me that nonsense.
Taking them to kill them. And at no stage do they know what their fate is until they've actually entered the gas chambers and the doors have locked behind them. That's when they understand that they are going to be killed. If it is told to them earlier, they would fight back.
Yep.
It wouldn't be that easy to kill them, even if they were unarmed and even if they were apparently helpless. So, and the deception would continue all the way, and even when they would arrive at the, at the camps,
The concentration camp.
only the people who were there, a few people would know what is there. So they would, whisper to them. You say you're good at making, bullets. You're an artisan. You're what? Don't say things like I'm a history professor. Those are the people they want to kill first, and things like that. So, but the whole thing is deception.
Yep.
So how do you kill 11 million people? According to Andy Andrews, by deception, by not letting them know that their fate has been sealed all the way until now. In Uganda, we've had two leaders who are almost similar in many ways. Okay? Although one appears to despise the other, but their similarities are so much. Idi Amin came and said he's a life president. He couldn't do more than 8 years because he put it out up front. Now, he didn't know the tactic of deception. Now, Museveni came and he said in 2 years, he's going to leave and hand over to a civilian government. That's what he started saying.
Yes.
Then the 2 became 5. Then we have to make a constitution. Then the constitution has to be amended. Eventually, he gave, in small doses, bit by bit.
That's evil to the core. He knew what he was doing. He never believed in any democratic idea. Zero. Don't take my word for it. Down ahead, find yourself a book written by people who have worked with Museveni, the likes of Kazora, the likes of Media Matembe, and others. He never believed a thing.
Using deception
Uh-oh.
until all the way. And now he's such a good deceiver, more than he is anything else.
Yep.
Because he deceived people even who know him. People who had grown up with him, people who had lived with him, people who were working with him. You remember famous Mama Babazi saying that basically had jumped the queue because they believed there was a queue after that Museveni at some stage was going to hand over to one of them.
I mean, imagine what goes through the mind of Amama Babazi. He had all hopes that maybe Museveni, in one way or the other, wished his friends a thing he's had. Zero. Now he's been lowered, reduced to attendee, to a function to consecrate Patience Rwabuogo, where they order him, stand up by Odrek Rwabuogo. Let's face this way. Let's do this to Mama. And they go. That's Amama Baba's super minister. Dad, zero. He will never be president of Uganda, zero. Probably he would have been better than Museveni. But when Besigye told them that we are dealing with a master at deception, they said, you're jumping the queue. Come on. Do you know this man, Museveni? Remember when we had just won the war? He said he only needed 2 years or 3 years and hand over the government to a civilian. 41 years down the road, he still looks at himself as, I am this special. And some people actually buy into that garbage. They enjoy it. They'll be like, Museveni lied to me, continue deceiving me.
So they were patiently waiting. So he has deceived people all his life, including a majority of Ugandans. So now, no matter how bad the situation is, when you see an end in sight, people usually want to sit down and wait it out.
Actually, Joseph, if I could cut you, going back how he has, that first meeting after he took over power, he had to make people like Mushe and Nobidi, where he said, I just need 2 years. He had to make people plead and say, but 2 years are not enough. He said,
imagine, oh my God, imagine the Amanya Mushega we are begging when he knew. He's like, let me pretend. These are all tactics of thieves, liars, charlatans. They pretend like, oh no, I actually don't mean it. I don't need to be in power. I only need 2 years. And they pleaded, please, please. He knew. Pretend like you don't like it and have them plead with you. These are all tactics of deception.
No. I just need 2 years. I mean, I'm just trying to reinforce you. So like when you say the deception, I mean, so many people, and many people really believe that they had noble intention. Said, no, 2 years are really enough, and I hand over to these multi-parties.
And you remember the famous, I will go and look after my cows and what, and
Yeah, there's an interview where he was being interviewed by Patrick Kamara on NTV, where they asked him, so you don't think you'll be president? No, absolutely not. You'll be president beyond 75? No, absolutely not. He gives you that assurance, but he knows, deep inside his heart, he knows that he's lying to you. But he's got this cunning face, and he's got charisma. He used to be a very, very good speaker. He's very believable, but he's a liar.
So my point is this. If he had come out straight on and said, I'm going to be a life president, he would not be president right now. Because you take away the power of deception, which is what actually made it possible. Because so many people are lured into a sense of it's interpreted, it's going to end very soon. And then they realize it's not ending.
Never.
And by the time they come to the realization that they've been deceived, they are powerless.
Yep.
Somehow their hands have been tied in so many ways. And now that's what he has done very well. Now, the reason I'm very sure it cannot go on into his son the way he thinks it is going to is, number one, now the whole country knows that his plan for Uganda all along was to give us a North Korea style of power to father to son to grandson, sort of dictatorship, as if they own the country. Now, nobody is going to accept that.
100%.
Okay? He would have to put cyanide in everybody's head for us to accept that. No, nobody is going to accept it. Now there is no more deception. We know what his plan is, and we know how it is. But for now, everybody is going to wait him out. Okay? That's the thing. Unless something drastic happens. And they don't even have to wait him out. I'll tell you this story. You can learn so many things about these empires and how people build them and so on.
So from what I gather from all those stories, it's like you are hoping for because a divine kind of intervention. Would it take a similar divine intervention, like for things to change the way, for the script not to go the way it's supposed to? Like in our case, similar to what happened to...
Let me tell you, like you're talking divine intervention as if we're talking about an immortal person. Okay? Like it's you just wait and see. Because biology does not respect anything. Does not respect armies, does not respect generals. Biology is biology.
Exactly. And when he talks about biology, I will take you to this thing. Remember a few days to the selection, not an election, where he rigged. This senile man, no, that's not an insult. That's describing who he is. I mean, you can tell. Look at him. He was interviewed by Sky News. I want you to listen to what he says. This man.
If I'm available. Not dead, not senile.
Not dead, you're senile, okay? You're not dead, but you're senile. And I have some knowledge.
I'm still around, and I have some knowledge. If you are really serious about your country, why would you not want to take advantage of me?
What a sick man. If you're serious about your country, why don't you take an advantage of me? Oh, if I don't support Museveni, then I'm unserious. That's how he looks at people. His ego is here. He's a narcissist, a sociopath to that point. Luero Ward did a lot of damage to this man. Oh, if I'm available. Dude, Uganda has over 40 million people. You're not the only one that's available. There's so many others who can do what you do and even better. But if I'm available, why don't you take advantage of me? You're not the only one that's available. Go and retire in Rajtula. Take care of your grandchildren. Now, to people who worship power, look at me and be like, Mordecai, you're attacking. No, I'm only saying, hey, you cannot handle the job.
And biology has to catch up at some stage.
Yep.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Unless we are going to amend biology and call parliament and give them 5 billion shillings to amend biology. But it is going to happen, whether you like it or not. Now, the question is, what he has been trying to do is to create a scenario where when biology happens, there is no vacuum, there is no power vacuum. It moves straight on from one, that's why you've had them call, say, standby generator, which is, if there's standby generator, as soon as power goes, another person, their source of power takes over. Now, so that's what he's trying to do. So that there is a seamless transition. That's the whole power of it. But the transitions are never that seamless. They are never that seamless. And there are people who right now are all cheering and happy and what, because they are waiting out. And you can never know what, and I've said this before. And there are people, you look at them and you say, this person, they are not going to accept what has been handed down to them. Okay? It's just that just a few of us will come out and say it out loud. But there are so many other people who will not accept it. And then you say, what are they going to do? You wait and see. It just takes one small event, like Julius Caesar collapsing. Huh? It's not that complicated. Okay? Julius Caesar was a powerful general. He collapsed, and that was the end of everything. That was the end of all his plan, this very powerful general. It is not that complicated. It is not. Okay? But now, the reason hope is important is because people will not step out to do anything when they don't have hope. Hope is the basis of everything. of all things, because now even the people who are trying to subjugate us, they get let me tell you something, they get very frustrated when after everything they have done, you go find somewhere and find somebody saying that, Olutaronga luwedde tuliyambala engule. Do you know what that does to them? It's just a song, but it is like piercing them with arrows, because you're saying, you mean these people still have hope? Yes, they do. You see, eh? And as long as they do, it is going to happen. You see, the problem would be if everybody just folds their arms and resigns to it.
And another thing, previously you have reiterated that the end is near. The end is very near. I mean, I know you haven't put a time frame to it, but you think it could happen as soon as in a time. Why do you insist on that?
No, I've put a time frame to it. I told you that I said this we're in August. I said this in June.
Yes.
That by this time next year, meaning by June next year, the Museveni dynasty will definitely not be there. And I don't.
Did you hear that?
I don't mean Museveni. I mean Museveni, Muhoozi, whoever it is there. Or
Please inject that in my vein. I want to see that. Yes.
The other people.
Preach.
We shall be looking at a new Ugandans back in control of their country.
Wow.
So I have put a time frame to it. And I'm seeing it might even be closer. If I was given an opportunity to revise the time frame, I would bring it closer than that.
Hey, I want it to happen as early as right now. Yeah, it's going to fall. I mean, that's why he's confident. And if it doesn't happen, I don't want people to come here and be like, hey, he told us this. No, he's able to read the Museveni in his evening. This is his evenings, and he's telling you that Museveni has used deception. Muhoozi Kainerugaba only understands violence. That is not a strategy. And it might happen from people putting up pressure, getting on streets and protesting, or it might happen from within. Either way, I want both people to go. We need to rebuild that country. So let me know what you think. Is he being over-optimistic, or you predict it might be tomorrow? You let me know. I can't wait for that day to happen. I mean, these people have done atrocities unspeakable, unimaginable, unfathomable. It is, I don't know what to say. I can't wait for Museveni and Muhoozi to go. And if you're a Muhoozi and Museveni sympathizer, what are you doing here? Enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to go. But a few days ago, I spoke to a friend of mine, David Waluwe, and he connected me to a little girl. I think she's 10 years old, ethnic chick. She watches my show. I want to say hello to you. I said I would send you regards, so I want to make sure that I do. Please, ethnic chick, you have yourself a wonderful time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you enjoyed this one. I'm coming back. There's more to what Kabuleta said, and I'll bring more receipts, so stick around. I'll be back soon.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.